Welcome back to another episode of the Sports Lounge. Today we're going to talk about the Super Bowl recap, talk about a lot of the trades that we missed in the NBA, maybe even a little bit of college basketball. Once again, I'm Joey Antonucci, joined by Sebastian Bruno.
What's going on?
And Logan Patel.
What's up, guys?
You're listening to the Sports Lounge. Welcome, guys. This is our first just podcast episode, no camera. We're just going to be going on the pod, I guess you could say, real podcast now.
Just the mics, yeah.
Just
you know
listening.
what I'm saying?
Yeah, you guys can listen to us in your car, while you're vacuuming, while you're cleaning.
Whenever, just
Everything.
throw on some headphones. Just listen.
Listen in.
Yep.
All right, first thing we'll talk about, what do y'all want to talk about first? The Super Bowl or these trades that we've had in the NBA?
I say we just go
We can
a
do
little further back, start with the NBA.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what I say.
All right, yeah, one of the biggest trades, that we've had. Obviously the Luka trade, that was the biggest. But
Yeah, we talked
We
about
already covered
the
that.
two
Already-
biggest
yeah.
ones.
Yeah.
But another big trade, the Jimmy Butler trade, finally happened. He's at the Warriors now.
Yeah. This was inevitable for Jimmy Butler. He was looking to get out of Miami. Obviously, like I said last episode, he was trying to force his way to the Phoenix Suns, but Kevin Durant was not willing to rejoin the Warriors, so Jimmy Butler ended up going to the Warriors, and the Warriors gave him the contract extension that he wanted. They paid him about 90% of what he wanted, so he folded and took the contract extension, and he's with the Warriors.
Yeah. Jimmy clearly wanted to go to the Phoenix Suns, but he's over here talking about the I think Sham said that the talks ended between the Warriors and the Heat because Jimmy said he wasn't going to sign an extension.
Yeah.
And here he is signing a two-year, $120 million contract. I think they overpaid a lot. And
Yeah.
the Warriors get Jimmy Butler, and they send over Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, and a first-round pick. And it ended up being like a 4-team deal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about the other ones, but that was just the main, main pieces.
How do we think that he's put up 25 and 20 and 6 and 4 assists? How do we think this is going to play out for the Warriors? Is this a really good trade for them?
Yeah, no, he's been solid so far. Curry has just been a one-man show this year, and it's showing. Like, he usually has his right-hand man in Clay.
Yeah.
And, you go back Clay, Durant. He just by himself this year, and this will probably help. If they want any chance of making the playoffs even or going far.
Yeah, this is a trade that had to happen for the Warriors because they needed somebody that can take over the non-Steph Curry minutes. And Shams actually said the Warriors legitimately called every single team for their best player, or just at least an all-star, to pair it with Curry because Curry had no second option on the squad. He was getting doubled a lot. He was really inefficient with the ball. And getting Jimmy Butler now is going to open up the floor for the Warriors, and they're going to make a late playoff push here.
Yeah, I do think so. They really needed something, like you said, really needed to happen. And you saw the Warriors tried their best to get KD, but KD did not want to go to the Warriors and play with Draymond.
Yeah, nah.
Yeah. Another big thing that happened, it did not go through. Mark Williams, Dalton Connect trade, it got vetoed.
Yeah.
I thought I really liked this trade from the Lakers, to start off, because Mark Williams was hurt to start the year, came back, was balling out for the Hornets. He was scoring 30 every other night. He was putting up some crazy numbers, and I just thought this would make the Lakers team even better than they are right now with Luka. And, they gave up Dalton Connect, which was a really good pick for where they got him in the draft.
Yeah.
And, it got vetoed saying Mark Williams failed his physical, something like that. And then just didn't go through. And now the Hornets are trying to, veto the veto, talking to the NBA.
Yeah, I like this deal from the Lakers. They were really desperate for a center, and the Hornets, they called about Connect. They said they liked him, and the Lakers, they were going to have to give up either him or Reeves. They ended up giving up Connect, but it got vetoed in the end because Mark Williams has a really long injury history, and the Lakers just saw something that in the long term they felt wasn't going to work out for them. So, yeah, they ended up rescinding the trade, but now it seems like the Hornets are in talks with the NBA, trying to get it back to go through. They really do not want Mark Williams anymore. I wonder why guy's probably banged up, but, yeah.
Yeah, honestly, if this trade did go through, I kind of like it for both sides because the Hornets, they're not great. They got a bunch of young pieces. I mean, I feel like Dalton Knecht would play a big role long term for them, and the Lakers with LeBron, they needed a center badly.
Yeah.
So I kind of like this on both sides, but it didn't end up happening. So just kind of bummer.
One other big trade that happened that we'll talk about is the Kuzma trade, Kyle Kuzma trade for Middleton, I believe.
Yeah. Kuzma to the Bucks for Chris Middleton, a couple other pieces. I'm not sure how much better or worse the Bucks will get from this. Honestly, I don't know. It's just kind of just a trade that happened.
Yeah, I don't really know about this trade for the Bucks. They traded away Middleton, who was really starting to pick up the pace. He was starting to get hot. The Bucks were starting to click, and they traded away him to the Wizards for Kyle Kuzma, who I don't know if really fits in with this squad. Dame, Kuzma, Giannis now. I feel like the Bucks, I don't know. I don't think they can make a run here. It's going to be tough for them because Dame and Giannis were already inconsistent enough, and you add an even more inconsistent player in Kuzma. I don't know. I don't really like it.
Yeah, I could possibly see it. I could see it playing out for the Bucks. Not so much the Wizards. The Wizards are just terrible. Nobody on their team is good.
Yeah.
And, Kuzma was running the show over there in Washington. And, from his past years, he's not a guy to bring the ball up the floor, be the main guy. I think Kuzma will play better, but I'm not sure how much it'll bring to the Bucks.
And the Bucks, they're fifth in the East right now. They're sitting one game behind the Pacers, so they're not going to be fighting for the top 3 seed with the Knicks, Celtics, the Cavs. They're going to be fighting for home court advantage in the first round, and you never know. Even maybe the Pistons, who are sitting one game behind the Bucks, can overtake that spot. We got to see how the Bucks play late in the season. The Pistons are really hot. They've surprised me a lot this season.
Yeah, can we talk about them for a little bit?
Yeah,
they broke the streak for most lost games in a row last year. And then they really made a resurgence this year.
Looks like they're gonna get a top 6.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too impressive from Luka's debut finally happened, but
yeah,
not an awful performance. It was against the Jazz, but nothing too impressive, nothing too bad about it. What do we think about that?
Yeah,
How
let's
do
go
you
over
think
his
it'll help
stat
him?
line real quick. 14 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 for 14 from the field.
Yeah, very
1 for 7
inefficient.
from 3.
He was very inefficient from the field, but it's just going to come back with getting more game time, him getting back into the swing.
Reps.
He hasn't played in 6 weeks since Christmas, so he's got to get back into the game. The All-Star break's going to help him get him extra rest for LeBron.
Yeah,
the Lakers will be just fine.
He said he's not playing the All-Star game, so,
No.
I just business decision on his part. I like it. It was a blowout. He only played 24 minutes.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like you said, he hasn't played in a long time. So, it's just give him a week. He'll return to himself.
Yeah, I like also how the Lakers let him return against the Jazz, who's not going to be a high-pressure game. You're going in the game, you're going to look to win by at least double digits. So let him return in that game. Not really going to be competitive. Let him just get back into his groove, throw a couple lobs, hit a couple shots, and I think it was perfect.
Yeah, and they have their next 2 games are against the Jazz. So by the time we're filming this, they play the Jazz today, and so I think he'll get more minutes because it probably won't be a blowout as big as it was.
No, the Lakers should still win comfortably.
They'll definitely win comfortably,
Yeah.
but I think he'll get. J.J. Redick said he was going to play 30 minutes.
He didn't even end up having to play 30 minutes.
Yeah, he didn't. He sat out the whole fourth quarter.
Uh-huh.
I think he'll get 27 or more minutes tonight.
Yeah.
KD hits 30 points.
30,000 points.
That's what I meant.
He did have 30 points last night, though.
Yeah. KD hits 30,000. I mean, that's a huge milestone for him. Only 8 players ever able to hit 30,000, and KD being one of them. Been one of the most prolific scorers throughout all of his years in the NBA.
If not the greatest scorer of all time.
Yeah. He could score at will. Any point on the court, he could score.
Yeah.
Whether inside, mid-range, threes.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
We all knew he was going to hit this milestone. Just KD, one of the greatest scorers of all time. He's easily going to hit that. And I don't know about 40,000.
Nah. 40,000, I have to play like at least 7 more
Yeah.
seasons, I think. But I think the Suns are going to trade KD in the summer ending up because Bradley Beal, who they were trying to give up, is probably the most untradeable player in the league right now with his contract.
And he has a no-trade clause.
Yeah,
so
with
he gets
his
to pick where he wants
with
to
his
go.
contract, I think he's the most untradeable player in the league. Hopefully the Suns can figure out something with him in the summer and KD in the summer because this big three for them is not working out. They keep trying to get little pieces here and there to try to make it work out, but nothing has worked. Right now they're sitting in the play-in, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, they're sitting.
I think 9th.
They're sitting one game below 500. They're 26 and 27
Yeah.
with the loss last night to the Grizzlies.
Yeah, KD, Booker, and Beal, no way you should be sitting one game under 500 in the play-in tournament. No way.
Yeah,
So
we're-
they're going to have to figure out
I'm
something.
gonna talk about Booker real quick. He's been kind of inconsistent this year. He scored 17 points last night, 6 for 13 from the field, and you go February 7th, he had 47 points, and it's just you can't have the inconsistency with those three players like KD, Book, Beal. You just can't have that.
Yeah, and as I'm looking at the standings right now, and the Suns are actually one game outside of the play-in. So they're in the 11th seed right now with Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
Yeah, that can't happen.
The Suns obviously were trying to get rid of one of the two, Beal or KD. They weren't able to get rid of either because KD shut down the trade.
Yep.
And Durant said he felt betrayed by the Suns. So, no, I don't see him staying after this season. Probably by draft day, he'll be gone.
Yeah.
But the Suns got to figure something out.
I definitely think KD will be gone in the summer. I think. Who do you think he's gonna go to?
I don't even know. I mean, I feel like the Rockets would be
The Magic.
the most likely.
I heard some.
He's not going to the Magic. The Rockets would be the most likely destination just with the amount of picks they have. They have a young roster.
Yep.
Fill them in with Kevin Durant.
Maybe OKC. They got a lot of
I
picks to trade.
don't think
I-
OKC
yeah.
would
Maybe make a
trade for an older star.
Yeah, their pieces are young. They're good.
They
got everything.
Yeah, just from where they're at, they're sitting at 7.5 up on the Grizz. So I don't see them making any trades this summer for an aging star like KD.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see what happens when it comes playoff time, but I just can't see the Thunder making a move, but I could see the Rockets doing that there.
Yeah.
They've really surprised me this year. They've been really good this year, but I don't know how that young team will do in the playoffs. And if you bring a guy like KD in, won a championship,
Yeah.
MVP, he's got the experience, so I feel like he could bring a big leadership role to Houston.
Absolutely.
Cavs are already the best team, if not one of the best teams in the league. How's this DeAndre Hunter? He just had his debut. How does that help him even more?
So I think this is a really good trade for the Cavaliers. They didn't have to give up most of their great assets to acquire DeAndre Hunter, and this is going to improve them 100%. They gave up some picks. They gave up Karis LeVert and Georges Niang. Yeah, nothing really too crazy to get DeAndre Hunter. This is a piece that's going to help them with their shooting 100%. Hunter has been mostly lights out this season for the Hawks, and the Hawks are a selling team. They've been mid for about the last 5 years. Maybe they just try to get a better draft pick, trade away Hunter, and the Cavs are obviously looking to improve, and they do that 100% here.
Yeah, I really like this. The Cavs, one of the best, if not the best team in the NBA. Hunter was hurt the first 4 weeks of the season, so he's came back. He's played a huge role for the Hawks, and I just really like this trade for the Cavs because they didn't have to give up, like you said, they didn't have to give up any of their main pieces. So, I really like this, and it just makes their team that much better.
Yeah, I think they only gave up 1 or 2 first-round picks to get Hunter, and the Hawks should have traded Hunter, I think, last year.
Yeah.
I don't think there was any reason to keep him this long. Maybe they could have got better draft picks last year. I don't know what's up with the Hawks. They've been really inconsistent these past couple of years. They made the Eastern Conference Finals in, I think it was like 2021, and they did not improve on that roster at all. They missed the playoffs the following year, and they just haven't been good since. They have not returned to the Eastern Conference Finals, even the second round of the playoffs.
Yeah, they got rid of DeJounte last year. Well, to start this year, and I mean, that hasn't really done anything to hurt them. I mean, they weren't that good last year. They're not that good this year. I mean, Trae Young.
I think Trae Young might be gone soon.
You think so?
I think he's gonna get up out of there soon.
Think they're gonna restart?
I think they have to.
Yeah, I
They
do.
they tried so many times to build a roster around Trey.
Yeah, they haven't.
Nothing has
they haven't
worked.
done anything.
I think they're gonna get up out of here. I think he's gonna end up getting out of Atlanta, even though they love him there.
Yeah, I feel like the Hawks are just the most mid team out there.
Yeah.
I feel like they're always around 500.
Yeah.
They win games, but then they lose a couple in a row.
Yep.
That's just a weird situation.
Yeah, the Hawks are actually 26 and 28 right now, so
Yeah.
2 games under, but they are the 8th seed, and I feel like the Hawks is a team that's always going to be in the play-in. I don't see
Yeah.
them going above that, going below that. They're not as worse as the bottom 5, but they're not as good as the top 6.
Yeah, the East is relatively weak this year, aside from the top 3 seeds. Even the top 2 seeds.
Yeah.
I mean, the Knicks are also inconsistent, but we don't really see that as much from the Cavs and the Celtics. Like they're like, I wouldn't say miles, but
No.
they're definitely better
there.
than the Knicks.
Final thing we'll talk about in the NBA, AD injury. As soon as he gets to the Mavericks, I mean, is this over for the Mavs, or is their season gone?
It's looking that way. Watch out for Nico Harrison. I think he's might get fired if they don't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, there's no way because you trade away a guy like Luka. We talked about this last episode.
You trade away
Luka,
your future.
You trade away your future for an injury-prone Anthony Davis who gets injured in his first game and he's out for an indefinite period.
Yeah, you trade away your next decade.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of hard to keep your job if you don't win a championship in the next 2 years, even this year with AD going down.
And now the Mavericks,
Out
Gafford's out, Lively's out,
Kyrie's
Davis-
still banged up.
Davis out. So the injuries, it's piling up for the Mavericks. And honestly, if they miss the playoffs, watch out for Nico Harrison. I think J. Kidd is gonna end up getting up out of there as well. I think he's done with the Mavericks.
Yeah, and we saw Nico Harrison hired 24/7 security on his house.
Yeah.
I mean, on his part, it makes sense. Just save your own self, and Anthony Davis, he's out indefinitely. I think he'll be reevaluated in like 2 or 3 weeks, 3 or 4
3 to
weeks,
4
something like
weeks.
that. Yeah. Just their window is closing for the championship. It's closing fast.
And this is self-inflicted. They closed their window
Yeah.
by themselves. It's not like
Not like
Luka actually got hurt.
Yeah.
It's not like Luka got hurt. Where okay, we still have 7-8 years to win a championship.
yeah.
You close that down. You divide it in half pretty much.
I still don't get
To
it.
2 to
man.
3.
You went to the finals last year. What's wrong with him?
And this is a team that went to the finals last year. You go from the finals to missing the playoffs. I feel like he's gonna. I feel like he's gonna get fired. I feel like there's no way he stays.
Yeah.
It's bad. All right, moving on to the Super Bowl.
Wait. I'm just gonna. Did you guys hear this conspiracy with the Mavs
What?
about the owners? It's like a gambling
They're
association.
gonna move to Vegas.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
they
yeah.
did it to move to Vegas. It makes
I
too,
can
it
get
makes
behind
too
that.
much sense.
I can
watched
get
a
behind
video
that.
on it.
Yeah.
It makes way too much
Yeah,
sense.
I can get behind that.
They
Where'd you see
tried
that?
on YouTube.
Yeah.
I
watched the video
saw.
too.
I saw like they tried to get something with the gambling.
They
allowed in Dallas.
try to make gambling legal in Texas, and basically because the new owners they make all their money off gambling.
Yep.
They own many casinos in Vegas, so what they're trying to do is get it legalized. They're trying to move out of the American Airlines Center to a new stadium with a casino attached to it, so that they can just bring in more revenue.
They tried to do it, but it got denied. So I think they're gonna have to wait 3 more years.
Exactly.
So I think with that trade, the owners were behind it to try to speed up the process and move to Vegas instead of just trying to get gambling legal in Texas.
I think Nico Harrison might actually be the fall guy for this one. The owners 100% traded away Luka Doncic because, like Logan said, they're going to try to get up out of Dallas and move to Vegas where they actually live.
Yeah.
And I think this is what's going to happen. If they don't get gambling allowed in Texas, the Mavericks are going to say, well, we're out to Vegas. The NBA is not going to say no. So they're going to get up out of there.
Yeah, there's no
if they
reason
don't
for the
pass it.
NBA to say no. Bigger market.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it would be cool to have an NBA team in Vegas.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right, we'll see if that happens. I mean, that's
That's a crazy theory.
Yeah.
But
It
I can definitely
makes
see
too
it.
much sense, you know?
I can definitely see it.
Yeah.
But moving on to the Super Bowl, like I said, that's one of the a pretty bad Super Bowl, one of the worst Super Bowls we had in a while.
I'm pretty sure it's the worst Super Bowl I've seen since.
The Bucks won, probably.
No,
Bucks. I think
oh
it's-
yeah. Actually,
yeah.
yeah, the Bucks or the Rams or Patriots.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, I didn't hate the Rams Patriots just because it was a close game at least.
Yeah.
This game
One
was
score.
over from
Halftime.
halftime. I mean, the only thing that happened that I was really mad about was no Saquon Barkley touchdown.
Yeah, I was also mad about that one.
I had the Eagles winning by 10. I figured they'd win by 2 scores, but not by the domination that they showed. That was unbelievable.
I picked the Chiefs.
Yeah, so did I. I mean, I wanted the Eagles to win, but I picked the Chiefs. Don't know why I picked the Chiefs, but I mean, I actually do know why. You can't really bet against Mahomes in the playoffs, but this Eagles team just dominated the Chiefs in every aspect.
Mm-hmm.
The Chiefs O-line absolutely terrible. You can't do anything without a good O-line.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if the Chiefs had Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You can't throw the ball if you can't get the ball off. So
Yeah.
I mean, last episode I said that the Eagles would win the line of scrimmage on both sides, but I'd still pick the Chiefs just because they obviously have Mahomes. But this game was over pretty much by Cooper DeJean's pick 6.
yeah.
Mahomes played an absolutely terrible game.
Mm-hmm.
In the first half, he had a quarterback rating of 10. Really great stat padding by him in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
Throwing 2 touchdowns.
Xavier Worthy.
This game should have ended up 40-6 in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, Josh Sweat had his best game of his career.
Yeah.
I think that whole Eagles definitely played their best, and the Chiefs just didn't play very good. But one thing that I also think happened, and you're not going to hear it much, is that Andy Reid got outcoached. I think,
Absolutely,
this game,
100%.
which is not.
100%.
I think that's one of maybe 2 or 3 times that's ever happened in his career.
So outcoached tonight. Because they had Travis Kelce trying to block Sweat, trying to chip players. I mean, Travis Kelce's so far past it now. I think that might have been his last game.
Yeah, I think he
Really?
retired.
I
yeah.
think so. He can't
did you
cut.
see that one play where it was offside and Mahomes was like running all over the place
Yeah.
and he got the first down. He like fumbled it. It was
Okay, yeah,
You
yeah.
look, and Kelsey did not move from the
Kelce didn't get out of
from
his
the line of
stance. He
scrimmage.
didn't get out of his
just stood
stance.
there and watched.
Kelce didn't even get out of his stance. He was so delayed from the offensive line. Josh Sweat blows right by him, terrorizing Mahomes all game. Yeah, and Kelce, he can't run routes like he used to. He can't cut the same. I think we might have seen the last of him, in my opinion. But another thing, the Chiefs only ran the ball 7 times.
Awful run game.
Only ran the ball 7 times. They didn't even try because by the time they even got their second or third possession, the game was already 17-0.
Yeah.
You got to throw the ball. But Mahomes played absolutely terrible. And the O-line did him no favors as well. But on the other side for the Eagles, I think Hurts played probably his best game of his career so far in the Super Bowl. He had
Lights
that
out.
one. He had the one bad throw, the interception.
Yeah, that was a lollipop.
Yeah.
That was just a mishap. But what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, aside from the fourth quarter stat padding by Mahomes, their best play of the game was literally their first play. It was the fake bubble to the slant. That was a nice play. I was like, oh, here we go. This
They have some good offense, yeah.
I know.
This is the Chiefs we seen from last year and the year before. Like we all knew this wasn't the same Chiefs team from last year and the year before.
Mm-hmm.
You could just tell. I mean, their record didn't show like how good or bad their team was. They just found a way to win the games. And
Which came down to at the end of the game. At the end of the day, it's the coaching, which it didn't come in this
I
game.
thought Sirianni coached an absolutely perfect game.
Yeah, and we thought Jalen Hurts would have to just do his job, not try to do anything extra.
yep,
He
just be
did
the game manager.
But he did extra. He not only did he game manage, he did extra in this game too, and that's why it was such a blowout.
Yeah, he had good running yards. He passed for over 220, 230 yards,
Yeah.
which we don't usually see from him. We usually see 180 to 200. And
Yeah.
in the Super Bowl, 200, around 250. I'm not sure.
220.
Yeah, 220.
Yeah, 220.
Was it? Yeah. It's just absolute blowout, and if it was a closer game, the Super Bowl MVP would have been between Hurts, DeJean, and Sweat.
Yeah.
That would have been cool to see a defensive player win.
Yeah.
I was like, at the half, I was like, DeJean's the MVP as of right now.
DeJean. Hurts, I mean, he outrushed Saquon.
Mhm.
Saquon had 25 carries and only averaged 2 yards.
Yeah, I'll say the Chiefs did a great job neutralizing Saquon. I mean, that was probably their biggest game plan coming in. They stopped Saquon, but they couldn't stop anything else.
Yeah, that's just the thing with the Eagles. You stop Saquon, you got to stop Brown, you got to stop Smith.
Yeah, you got to stop Goddard.
Both with
Which
touchdowns.
You got to stop the running from Jalen Hurts.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought they did a good job with Goddard, but couldn't do anything with Brown or Smith.
Yeah, they ended up both having touchdowns. Obviously, Smith with that long bomb.
Yeah.
I think might have been start of the third quarter.
Yeah, that was just a dagger.
Yeah, I mean, Mahomes they didn't even get past the 50-yard line until the end of the third.
Wow.
Yeah, the Eagles had more points in the first half than
The Chiefs did
the
the whole
Chiefs
game.
had yards.
Oh, yeah.
Obviously, I don't think it would have mattered, but if anything, the refs actually kind of helped the Eagles. The Eagles definitely dominated. Still.
Aside from the first drive,
Besides that first offensive
that,
PI,
yeah,
which could have gone either way.
I don't think that was PI. That
No,
was
you
can't
that was
call that.
way
I mean,
too minimal.
I
The refs tried, it didn't
understand
work.
just because it was to his face.
I wouldn't have called that, though.
But other than that, they honestly helped the Eagles. I don't think it mattered anyways. The Eagles dominated every single side.
Yeah, there was 2 unnecessary roughness calls that
on Mahomes.
I didn't think that should have went against the Chiefs, but
Yeah, and then there was a call on Mahomes that they didn't call, which is a call that they usually get.
mhm.
It was, I believe, is the fumble and
yeah,
hit him in the face.
Yeah,
Yeah, they usually do get that for
So-
roughing the passer, but they didn't end up calling it. The game was already over by then.
Oh
anyway,
yeah,
though.
no, 100%.
The Eagles they played a 10 out of 10, probably an 11 out of 10 game. And they had control of the ball for more than 15 minutes.
they
or 13
dominated
minutes.
time possession.
They held the ball for 37 minutes. Chiefs only 23. So that's
Yeah.
almost a quarter full of possession from the Eagles rather than the Chiefs.
Yeah, 36-58 to 23-02.
Yeah.
Time possession.
One thing I've heard many people say is you don't see Tom Brady ever have a stat line like that. Is this GOAT debate over?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, the Mahomes-Brady debate, it won't be brought up again probably for another 2 to 3 years until Mahomes wins another Super Bowl. At
yeah.
least, I think the Chiefs. I'm not gonna say they're gonna have a little bit of a drought, but we did see this with Brady. He won 3. He won 3 early in his career. Then he didn't win another one for 10 seasons.
Until 16, right? I believe.
Uh,
or 14.
He won a Super Bowl 2004, and then in 14, he won again.
14, 16, 18, 20.
I'm not gonna say the GOAT debate is over. It
Yeah.
definitely comes to a halt, but yeah, I mean you can't say it's over when
Yeah.
the man, he's got an MVP. He's got how many Super Bowls now? 4.
3.
3.
So you got 3 Super Bowls, 2 MVPs.
3 and 2 in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, but you got to think Mahomes already has more interceptions in the Super Bowl than Brady ever did.
Yeah.
And he's played half
And
as much.
11 less touchdowns.
I thought he has 4.
He has 3.
Super Bowls?
Yeah.
Nah.
No, this
He
would have
lost-
been their 4th.
Yeah, lost to the Bucks and lost
He's
to the
played
Eagles.
5 times. He has 2
He's-
losses, I think.
He's beaten
Yeah.
the Eagles. He's beaten the Niners twice and beaten
Yes,
the Eagles.
and
And
they
lost
lost
to
to
the
the Bucks.
Eagles and lost to the Bucks.
Yeah, that's how it
Yeah,
goes.
no, like Logan said, I don't think it's over. He's only 29. He could definitely play for another 6 years at the very minimum.
I
Yeah,
think
the very minimum.
I think at the time he'll retire, I think he'll be 36, 37. Though
Yeah.
just the way he plays, it's not going to be
Yeah.
sustainable, especially with his
Agreed.
with his ankles. I mean, they're banged up pretty much every year. So I don't
Agreed.
think 6 or 7 years is going to be
But
his window.
he goes and gets a couple more MVPs, a couple more Super Bowls.
I think if he ties Brady in Super, I think the only way he can be the GOAT is if he ties Brady
Super
in
Bowls.
rings.
Yeah.
I think then you have a real debate. I
Mhm.
think then you have a
100%.
like.
I think if he would've
Brady's
won
just
this one.
It's
unstoppable.
not guaranteed for Mahomes, but it's
E-
you have
even-
a debate.
Yeah, even if they won this one, it's still not. Oh, Mahomes is the unanimous GOAT. You still have the debate.
I think
And-
if he would have won this one, there would have been a large percentage of people, I'd say around 30 to 40 maybe, that would have said Mahomes is the GOAT, because at this point he's done something that Brady hasn't, which is a three-peat. So that's why I would think there would be a lot of people turning on Brady for the GOAT debate, but listening to Brady watch Mahomes absolutely crumble this game was hilarious, because
Yeah.
I'm seeing so many clips on like TikTok, Instagram of him like looking down from the booth, watching Mahomes absolutely crumble under the pressure of the Super Bowl. And you got to think, the only 2 times Mahomes has lost, Brady's been playing and broadcasting. So maybe it's the curse of Brady. You never know. But, yeah, the Eagles, nothing to take away from them.
Yeah, no, 100%. I actually thought that was really funny how Brady could say these things. And he's the only one who could say it because he has 7 Super Bowls.
Exactly.
We'll talk a little bit about the mock drafts we've seen now. Obviously, all right, Tennessee Titans had that first pick. The mock draft has Cam Ward going 1. Do we agree with that?
I don't think that's going to end up happening.
I think you know what? I'm gonna do my mock draft right now.
I don't think that'll end up happening. I think Tennessee's gonna probably take Travis Hunter with that first overall pick.
I think they're gonna take Abdul Carter.
You don't pass up on those ball skills, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, there's 2 generational talents, and Tennessee said they were gonna take a generational talent, and I think they're leaning towards Abdul, just from what the mock drafts I've seen so far.
Me too.
And I mean, I wouldn't. I think that you could flip them. I think if Tennessee takes Abdul, the Browns are getting Hunter. If Tennessee takes Hunter, then the Browns are going to get Abdul because
I would say that too.
Myles Garrett will be leaving.
I'd say you flip either one of them, 1 and 2. Hunter and Abdul Carter I think they're going to be the locks for the top 2 picks.
I wonder if the Browns are. So what's the deal with Deshaun? Are they keeping him?
I think they're going to re-sign Jameis Winston.
I
think they might re-sign Jameis.
No, see, I'd rather don't re-sign him, draft Cam Ward, give him a shot at least. The Browns.
I think the Browns are going to draft defense, and they're going to wait until next season. I think the Titans are going to do the same.
Try to tank for Arch.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't know how Arch is going to be.
The question is, what are they going to do with Deshaun Watson? They owe
That's
him.
what I'm saying.
They owe him $250 million.
They can't just. I feel like they can't give him.
They can't give up on him.
Can you trade him? I don't.
No one's
No one's
anyone
going to
want
take
him?
that.
No one's
No one will take that.
Yeah, the Tennessee and Browns, they're not taking a QB this year. Look out for Aaron Rodgers to the Titans as well. I think that can be an easy destination for him. Be a little bit of a bridge. Sign a 1-year deal right off into the sunset with the Titans and mentor whoever they draft in the next season. Or maybe Rodgers signs a 2-year deal and mentor whoever they draft next season.
Yeah, makes sense.
I don't think they're going quarterback this season, though.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Giants have.
Giants have the 3rd.
Giants
pick.
are going to
Shador.
get Cam Ward.
I think they're pretty much locked in on
Cam Ward.
Dable is in love with Cam Ward.
Yeah, I've seen some mock drafts that saying they're going to take Shador, but
No.
I just don't think.
I don't see it at all.
I feel like the Giants, they might have to trade that pick because they have no O-line. Cam Ward's whole success has come from that O-line in Miami. I'm not saying he's a bad quarterback. I think he's a great quarterback, but it's helped so much when he has 5 seconds every single down to throw the ball.
Yeah,
And you're not going to have any time in New York.
I've had this debate with one of my friends that he's a Miami fan, obviously, and so he's saying Cam Ward, elite pocket presence, and I'm not denying that, but I'm just all I'm saying is that with the time he's getting in the pocket right now in Miami, he's not gonna get half that time in the NFL.
Yeah,
and even New York, like you're getting less than half. You're getting like
maybe
2-3 seconds.
Yeah.
And I mean, you got Evan Neal blocking for you.
Yeah, I was about to say
I
something about
you
that.
see, like, in that Pop-Tart Bowl against Iowa State, he stood flat-footed.
In the pocket.
And yeah, all right? Like, you don't, you're not doing that in the NFL. You're going to get killed if you do that in the NFL.
Yeah, I know.
There's no shot. Now, like, he'll make some good plays. Like, I remember, I know, I'm not trying to make a point. The USF game, we were blitzing him, and he was still getting so much time. We actually got through one time, and he slipped away from it and made a good play. But, like, that's going to be every single down in the NFL if he tries to do that nonchalant stuff. And, and you're not going to have time.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a real test of how good he actually is. No one really knows how they're going to do in the NFL. I think for sure he will take a step down. I mean, I don't see him being anywhere as close to as good as he was at Miami. It's just hard to do with the kind of O-line New York has, and that's where I think he's going to go.
Yeah.
I'm looking at mock draft right here, and I'm seeing something where it says mock trade for the Raiders
to 3
to 1.
Oh. Who did they give?
Up to draft Shador, and it says they're giving up.
Nah, that's.
It says they're giving up.
If you're gonna do that, trade to 4.
A good haul of picks here. 6th overall pick, 2nd round pick.
Is that a 14 trade?
I don't even know what this is.
I
No,
think if
it's
you're
just
gonna-
another. It's 2 trades.
If you're gonna trade to 4
I think
with the
but
Patriots.
this could be realistic, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because you got to think Tom Brady, he's really close in with Shador. He's signed under Brady. He's trained Shador. Tom Brady has.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, and you got to think
okay.
he's the owner now. So, I think this is realistic for me.
Say they don't trade. They don't.
I think they'll get him either way.
Shador's. Say Shador's taken already. Do they go Genty?
No,
No.
they're gonna go
No.
probably
they're gonna
Will
go-
Johnson.
Dude,
Will
I
Johnson,
think
Mason
they-
Graham.
I think. Oh no, I think they'll go Tet. I think they'll go Ted or McMillan.
McMillan.
Yeah. This is my mock draft. I said Abdul, Hunter, Ward. I go to the 4 pick. Patriots. I haven't taken Mason Graham.
The Patriots.
Yeah.
Okay.
Patriots.
The reason is because they really need help badly at receiver, and the only way I see a lot of people having the Patriots taking Tet, but I don't think they're gonna take Tet because I do think they're end up getting T Higgins,
Really?
or Chris
Okay.
Godwin. I
Yeah,
think
I
they're
think
gonna
so,
end
too.
up getting. They have most money in the league. I think.
They're gonna get.
I
one
think
of
they're
the two.
getting one of the 2 top receivers in free agency. That's T Higgins and Chris Godwin.
Yeah.
This mock draft I'm looking at here has actually the Patriots taking Travis Hunter at 4 because of the Raiders trade up to 1.
Yeah.
I could see this happening. I mean, Travis Hunter to the Patriots, I could see him in a Pats uniform.
I could too, but I don't
It's
know.
gonna be tough to see though.
I don't think the Raiders should move up to 1 because the only reason they won't get a quarterback is if Tennessee takes one, and I don't think they
If
will.
Tennessee or the Browns take one, yeah.
I don't think any of those. I don't think both of them will because, Shador and Cam Ward don't impress me. They don't.
Neither of them. I'm not dead set on either prospect,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But the Raiders, they're gonna swing here because us as fans, we're tired of seeing his mediocrity at quarterback.
Yeah.
And our future does not look bright at the QB position. So I think if we don't get one this year, I'm not going through another year of restarting at the quarterback spot.
Yeah,
I'm sick and tired of signing these old dudes, these old QBs that played decent the year before. Like, why are we signing Gardner Minshew?
Exactly.
Why are we signing Jimmy Garoppolo?
I know.
Like, what are we doing, dude?
Exactly.
Just draft a QB. Like
And I think,
these good QBs in the league. Where did they come from? The draft.
And that's what I'm saying. I think Tom Brady, he's in now. He knows best. I think he's
Tom,
gonna trade
Tom
up and
Brady
draft
is the best of the best when it comes to a football mind.
I'm wondering, do the Raiders trade down to a spot
I don't
where they
think
can
No way.
get Jackson Dart late?
They can get Jackson Dart.
I don't
in
think the Raiders are
second
gonna
round.
You think a
Dart.
fall second?
Yes.
I feel like he'd get picked up late first by I don't know, maybe the
maybe
Steelers.
maybe the Jets trade back.
The
They're
Jet-
looking for a new QB.
The Jets said they're not going to stay with Aaron Rodgers. I think
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers retires. I don't think anyone will
I think
take a chance on him.
I think so too. But the Jets are gonna try to convince Sam Darnold to come back. If that's Sam Darnold's best option, he's definitely gonna go there, and they're probably gonna draft O-line. Will Campbell, I'm seeing here from LSU
I have Will Campbell to the Jags.
at 5.
Yeah.
At 5, I'm looking at Will Johnson
He's
here.
shooting up the draft boards right now.
I'm looking at Will Johnson here.
Yeah, I
at
have him
5.
flip-flopped.
Yeah.
I have the Jets or the Jets and the Jags flip Will Campbell or Will Johnson. That's my mock draft.
This is an interesting draft because there's no dead set number 1.
Yeah.
There's not.
There's
yeah.
no dead set best quarterback.
I kind of like it. I kind
I
of
know.
like it. It brings question into what is every team gonna do. In my eyes, I think Travis Hunter should be the consensus number 1. We've
I was
never
about to
seen
say
the
that.
Travis Hunter coming out into the draft.
Yeah, in my opinion, Travis Hunter should be the number 1 pick. I think he is the best prospect in this draft just because of his skills
I think
on the ball. But
you could argue he's the best prospect of all time.
oof,
Mm.
that can
Now,
be
Reggie
tough
Bush
because
is
he's only realistically he's playing 50% of the time. He's playing 50% defense, 50% offense, but he's really
I
good.
thought he played every snap
did.
pretty much.
Yeah,
in
but
college,
he's not going
that's
to play
not
everything in the
gonna
NFL. I think he'll play 100%
Oh,
DB.
you said in the NFL.
I think
okay.
he'll play 100% DB,
I think.
and I think he'll be wide receiver 3 or 4.
He's too good not to put him on both sides of the ball at some point.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
he's a skill that is going to translate to the NFL on day 1, I
Yeah.
think.
Definitely.
Yeah. Going back to Shador, like I'm seeing here, they're saying
I
Tom Brady and co making a move to land Sanders at 1.
I
could see it.
don't think they have to do that, to be honest, because I don't think Tennessee's at a point where they just need a quarterback to rebuild. I think I mean, at 1, I don't think there's a QB good enough to go at 1, in my opinion. I think they'd wait next year, maybe take like Arch Manning or something.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking at free agency now. I mean, the top 5. I mean, there's not really
Russell
any
Wilson,
great options.
Justin Fields, Sam Darnold.
Sam Darnold's the top option I'm seeing here.
I just don't think Sam Darnold will do good anywhere else because of Kevin O'Connell is just such a great coach.
I was thinking the same. I'm just looking at overall players. Sam Darnold, T. Higgins, Josh Sweat. I mean, these guys will probably go off early. Raiders and Titans could be spots for Darnold. $40 million per season they're projecting.
Yeah, I don't like it at all. I just don't want to do this old quarterback stuff. Like we're not at a point where we just need quarterback. We're not a win now team. We have to build for the future, and we need a young QB that can scramble. All the good QBs can scramble. We're out of the pocket passer era.
Yeah, I think so too. Darnold obviously coming off, he was really cold to end the season, but I doubt the Vikings bring him back because of J.J. McCarthy. They're gonna have to give him a shot.
Yeah, they can't just like I've said a lot of times. I've preached that they can't just let J.J. McCarthy rot behind Sam Darnold.
This free agency class is not the best, you gotta say, especially at the quarterback.
Yeah, definitely weak.
I don't like J.J. McCarthy. I don't think he's good enough to play over Sam Darnold right now. I feel like Sam Darnold deserves that. He took him 14-3. I know.
Yeah,
they lost.
Yeah, that makes sense. I just think they need to give him a chance. You drafted him at 10 overall.
Yeah, no. If you draft him that early, then I can see that. But I'm not sure. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do. This is definitely one of the most fun drafts we're gonna have because it all depends.
We don't know what's gonna happen,
we don't. And the teams below, whoever takes that first pick, whoever it is, that changes everyone's draft.
Yeah, closer to draft time, I feel like they'll be a consensus number 1. Yeah. Obviously, who's gonna trade up? Who's gonna swing big, make a move?
Mm-hmm.
We're still gonna get closer to draft time, especially after free agency. Whoever they sign.
All right, so we're just gonna give our top 6 picks.
Yeah,
final
segment.
All right, everyone go around. We'll say our number 1.
All right. Okay.
All right,
Logan,
Logan,
start off, Joey.
Joe, you start.
Yeah,
me.
Joe, you start.
Yeah.
I'll go second.
All right. So Titans. Yeah, Titans are gonna take Travis Hunter. I'm just gonna say Travis Hunter.
I could definitely see them going Abdul or Travis Hunter, but my mock draft, I haven't taken Abdul. I just see more draft hype around him as of right now.
Okay.
I have Abdul at 1 to Tennessee.
I'm gonna go with Travis Hunter to the Titans. You can't pass up on him.
Yeah. All right. 2, the Cleveland Browns. He's definitely gone Myles Garrett, right? He's gonna get traded.
Yeah.
So then 2, Abdul Carter will fall there, I think.
Yeah, like I said, I can see him flip flopping. So it's the 1 and 2. So I have the Browns taking Hunter.
Yeah, I'm gonna have the Browns taking Abdul Carter at 2. Obviously, Myles Garrett's gonna go. They're gonna need to take him.
Yeah.
There's been so much hype around him for number 3, Cam Ward. Do I think they should take him? No. But what do I know? I'm not a GM.
Yeah.
I'm not a scout. So I think they probably will take him because I think that's the next best option. So I think Cam Ward will go to 3.
Yeah, for what they need, they desperately need a QB. Cam Ward. I think everybody that is slightly into football has the Giants taking Cam Ward.
Yeah. Cam Ward is gonna go 3 to the Giants. Like I said earlier, Brian Dable is in love with him, and they're gonna take him.
For
This is a tough
Patriots,
pick.
this is a weird one. I feel like the easy choice is McMillan. I'm not gonna say they're gonna go. I almost just want to say they want to go Genty because they have no one at running back.
They're not gonna take Genty,
but they're not gonna take him that early.
No, if they want him, they'll trade back.
So I feel like another option could be. But it's too early to take Tyler Warren from Penn State.
Way too early. No way.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they trade back. But if it stays at 4, I think they'll just McMillan, I guess. I'm not sure.
Yeah. For me, I think they're definitely set on T. Higgins. I think T. Higgins will be a Patriot. So that's why I haven't taken Mason Graham from Michigan.
I'm gonna agree with the Mason Graham pick. The Patriots they're not gonna pass up on him. They need to strengthen their D line. They're gonna take Mason Graham at 4.
Yeah. I think the Jags will take Mason Graham. At 5.
What do you got?
For me, I think it's between Will Campbell and Will Johnson.
Yeah.
Obviously we're still a little far out from free agency. We got a long time till the draft, so I'm just gonna have the Jags taking Will Johnson.
I'm going to agree with Will Johnson. The Jags' biggest need is a corner, and they're not going to pass up on probably the best corner in this draft, Will Johnson.
Yeah, they're also one of their base needs guard. So I saw that Will Campbell will transition to guard. I don't know about that, but
All right, the 6th pick, the Raiders, your guys' team. This is a big one. I mean, they need a lot of needs.
Yeah.
But if
Mostly
we're being
on the
honest,
offensive
they're probably just going to end up going Sean Atkins, wide receiver out of USF.
What?
No, I'm joking. They'll take Shador.
Yeah.
If he falls there, I think they'll take him.
I think they'll take Shador here. I think just knowing down in my mind that they want Shador. I saw yesterday that some insiders believe that Coach Prime is an anchor around Shador's neck, and that he's going to drag them down like
to the Raiders?
even further.
Further?
Yeah. Some believe that he might even fall out of the first round, but I don't think so. I think if he's there when the Raiders are up, they're going to take
What
him.
about Shiloh?
No. Shiloh's not getting drafted. No, yeah, the Raiders are going to take Shador Sanders, most likely. I'm really upset that we won those 2 late season games because we would have had a top 5 pick, maybe top 3. We're still going to get our quarterback. We're going to get Shador and look forward to next season. Yep.
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. I don't know if this will be on Spotify, maybe YouTube as well, the podcast area, but make sure you tune in. Follow us on Instagram at Sports Lounge.
See you, Manchester Sports Lounge.
We'll be making in a couple weeks here, we'll be making our bracket predictions. What's that set for March
I'm
Madness?
Can't wait.
I'm excited for
That'll
that.
be fun. So once again, Joe Antonucci,
Sebastian Bruno.
Logan Patel.
thank you for watching the Sports Lounge.